Damn ads. I saw an O-Face, but no idea what's going on now. Speaking of O-Face, has anybody seen the recent chapter of Chainsaw Man? Oh my god. It's going to be a small segment. Chainsaw Man went crazy recently. Chainsaw Man went ridiculous. The new series, I guess, of the Chainsaw Man manga is just all over the place, right? It's just completely different in a way than the first half. Like it's just about different characters. It's about different like kind of vibes overall. And without really reservation, the most recent chapter of Chainsaw Man is like a 22 page or 11 page, I can't remember how long it is, hand job. I'm not even kidding. It's just two people in an alley, the two main characters, the new main character from the most recent half of it, Aya, who is also the war devil, just being like, talking about a dude's dick, and then she says she's gonna rip it off. She shoves her hand down his pants, and then it literally ends with a fucking cum shot, which is crazy to me. I don't know how to add anything to that. It is just like literally page after page of their faces, like, and like a little bit of like conversation between each other. If they adapt that into a second season of that fucking anime, that means there's going to be a whole half an episode that's just like, I just can't believe the Chainsaw Man author was just out there like, man, I can outdo Evangelion. Like, it's almost the exact same fucking, I'm so fucked up. I'm not kidding. Nothing else happens in the entire fucking episode. And it's crazy because this is on Shonen Jump. Shonen Jump has been pissing me off like a motherfucker. Because I have the Shonen Jump app because my little brother has the Shonen Jump app. He's in his 20s. But I buy Crunchyroll. He buys Shonen Jump. And so we can both watch stuff. Shonen Jump has a few banger fucking entries on there, but it is all over the place for content, right? There's like blood and gore sort of here and there a little bit. And there's just nudity in some of them. Like some of them just have tits. Chojin X just has a titty in it. Like 3 or 4 chapters ago. Someone's like, hold on now. But like Dan to Dan is supposed to be on the Shonen Jump app, but they're like, no, this is mature. But this is mature material only, and it's only available on the web app, which is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. But Chainsaw Man's on the app. Chainsaw Man is just on the app. And about 80% of the conversations in Chainsaw Man for the last 6-7 months have just basically been like, we need to get fucking Denji, the Chainsaw Man guy, back. Who's like, when he's not Chainsaw Man, he's just some dipshit. He's supposed to be a teenager or something, but no, this is another one of the anime. No one looks like they're a teenager. They just say that they're in school. Denji looks like a 25-year-old to me. That's all I can fucking explain. But it's just him talking about like, it sucks being a virgin. Literally until they reminded me that he's actually supposed to be like 15 or 16. I completely forgot, but I guess I should mention that if that particularly squicks you out. If the absolute weirdness of fucking Japanese people and how they age motherfuckers in these shows, you know, if that's a fucking line in the sand for you, please. But like almost the entirety of the last 7 months has been talking about trying to get this guy laid. Do you know what I mean? Or to some degree, him talking about, I want to fuck, I want sex, I need to get laid. I only do Chainsaw Man shit so that I can smash on chicks. I want some fucking puss again and again and again and again. It's basically like the whole thing. It is more about dick than fucking fully coolly, to kind of put it in perspective, which is wild, you know? This latest chapter, which is just on the app, anyone can read it. I mean, this shit was literally next to fucking One Piece. Because One Piece updated as well. Kagurabachi. You know, these are the 4 things I read. Kagurabachi, One Piece, Sakamoto Days, and Chainsaw Man all together on this app. And it's like, hey, Dan to Dan is in the mature section. Okay? Like, all right, I don't know. I literally could not tell you why. I've seen so much Dan to Dan. I don't think there's any nudity in it at all. Chojin X has some nudity in it. Fucking Kagurabachi is bloody as shit. Kagurabachi has does not go a single action scene without seeing a lot of shit severed, right? Like, just people get cut to pieces all the time in it. Sakamoto Days just had a guy whose whole thing was cutting, multiple people were cut in half or in other series of directions. Same with fucking actually One Piece. The Einstein guy, Dr. fucking Vegapunk, got cut in half. But that's all on there. I don't get it. And then Chainsaw Man, which has always been crazy violent, is just a literal the whole episode or issue is just a fucking hand job. I'm not exaggerating. It's literally just them in an alley sweating their asses off, and then it ends with on his hand. Fucking Japanese people, we don't need to put this one on the mature section of the web app. What about Dan to Dan? They're like, there's a segment. I think it's because the setup of Dan to Dan involves genitals, which would make more sense. If fucking maybe every single episode of the new thing of Chainsaw Man wasn't him talking about his dick. Literally, I want to get laid. I want to fuck again, and then it has literal fucking splooge in it. Dan to Dan is about balls, but it's a joke. Gintama is on that app. I'm pretty sure Gintama's not mature locked. If it is, then it makes sense. But Gintama, the fucking title is basically literally a Japanese pun on balls. It's basically Gintama. It sounds like Kintama, which means golden ball, which is your balls. Which is what they're constantly referencing in fucking Dan to Dan. It's his ball. He loses his balls. His nuts get stolen and they're magic. And then they have to get when you see them, it's literally a golden ball, like a Gintama. So the whole anime, Gintama, is literally saying balls with a Z, the anime. And it is what it is. It's fucking awesome. You should check out Centuria. It's a new manga. Currently on chapter 8 and it slaps hard so far. Maybe. JJK fans keep losing. Dude, JJK is outstayed its welcome, I think. Shout out Jujutsu Kaisen, but god damn. That, you know what I think? I think the issue with JJK is the anime adaptation for the first season was so good, that people thought that JJK had been on at some point. But I don't think it fell off. I think JJK was never on. JJK was never really peak. What's the best scene in Jujutsu Kaisen? Is him and Toga fighting the plant lady, basically. That's the most epic shit. That's in season 1. And it gets fixed by fucking dipshit Blindfold McGee, who is just the worst character ever because he's too fucking op, and the Jujutsu Kaisen writer is just not good at writing. He's just terrible. He's a god-awful fucking writer. His characters suck. His character designs are pretty okay, but his magic system is dog shit. Dog shit. The whole fucking Jujutsu system is ass. Ass boogers. The best JJK powers so far have been the ones that got almost no notice at all. And then the ones that are in every fucking scene are just okay, this guy can just do whatever the fuck he wants. It's just all lasers and slashes. It's he took the Jujutsu Kaisen is if somebody looked at fucking JoJo and said, I'm not going to do any of the cool stuff that's in this, and just misunderstood everything that was that made JoJo cool. I'm gonna make semi-iconic characters, but not really. I'm gonna always fucking hit the brakes right before somebody looks fucking cool. I'm always going to hit the brakes right before something neat fucking happens. All the best powers aren't going to be something that's like interesting or like a puzzle to solve, really. It's just going to be horse shit. We just got to make sure the guy that can like lift up his blindfold and be so hot he shoots a big purple laser at people and then wins. Like literally, it's just every conclusion to all of Jujutsu Kaisen so far has basically been either the good guys lose and run away, or it's just Dragon Ball Raditz getting shot at the first arc of Dragon Ball Z. That's it. It's just waiting for somebody to charge up and hit somebody with the power or arrive. It's like just the Goku arriving arc again and again. The entire fucking post Shibuya is just like, let's go get fucking what's his name back, old Six Eyes, and then Six Eyes shows back up. Nah, I'd win, and then the twist finally is he loses. But when he loses, everyone else has to take a fucking L too because he's too cool, and the power system is so dog shit and fucking asinine that you just have to push off his L onto all of the other characters because none of them have strong enough, basically like genetic ability to shoot laser. Like that's it. And now the biggest reveal so far has just been that guy came back because another guy whose power is to steal powers stole another person's power that can also steal powers and stole his powers in the neatest steal powers way. I don't give a fuck. The two most fun things that have happened in that entire fucking manga that were not the main character just doing a little literal slap fight with his buddy who's pretending to be his brother and whatever the fuck's going on with that. The best two fucking fights have been the guy who's just a Japanese weeb and loves this stupid show, and his whole thing is this, like, his whole power is this dice roll where he gets to fucking permanently reincarnate as long as this, like, thing keeps happening, right? And it's like this gambling, and he keeps gambling and shit, and eventually just beats the fuck out of somebody who has stronger powers but lamer powers. The other guy can just do electricity, and then this guy's just like, hey, I'm gonna spam my fucking, like, domain at you. It's awesome. And then the next guy, that was the best thing, was the longest running bad guy character who also for a while pretended to be Denji's mom so he could get fucking booty smashed and give birth to Denji in some other woman's body, which is wild. the bizarre plot concept that launched at least 10 dojins. That guy who's like one of the most, he's an ancient brain demon that literally goes from people's like head to head inside people's heads. Like that's his thing. He's a brain that goes inside the hollowed out skull of dead people, and then he can use all of their abilities, even the ones that are like genetically coded to them. So he can bypass like the one limitation in this fucking whole goddamn manga that actually affects people. He can bypass it. And he gets beaten by a dude whose whole power is stand-up comedy routines and puns. And, like, that guy was awesome. That part fucking slapped. I don't know who got fired or whatever, but, like, that shit was great. It was, like, 4 issues of this dude basically trying not to fucking fail and doing a big slapstick comedy show where his just self-confidence and his ability to tell a joke, like, made the show must go on is basically, like, his stand name, although it's not called that in that. His fucking domain or whatever. And then he beats the dude like barely through like the most interesting like back and forth. It's such a good scene. And then that ends, and who gives a fuck after that? It's just like, okay, well, that was the one win. Now we've got to watch the entire main cast and the entire extended cast of Jujutsu Kaisen job to a guy whose powers are literally telekinesis knives. That's how interesting it is. Telekinesis knives, and being so fucking old, he's seen everything at least one time before. Oh, this is just like blah, 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 blah. Oh, you thought that you would do the most obvious tactic ever relative to your ability. You thought you were going to trick me, but you didn't. Knives. Telekinesis knives. Telekinesis knives. Now they finally beat his ass and cut off one of his forearms, maybe 2 of his forearms. so much because the main character's trick is just he got hands. It's just hands for days. Main character of Jujutsu Kaisen is just Itadori. His whole thing is he just punches people again and again and again. And people try to pretend like that's fucking lame, but actually all of the other powers of the main cast, except for the one guy who got possessed at the start of this arc and isn't in it anyway, are lame. And even that guy, his fucking power set gets lameified because he just always goes like, well, about to get my ass kicked. Time to do the one summon that I can't beat to like control forever. So I'll summon that and it'll kill everybody. And then it doesn't kill everybody. Profoundly fucking lame. Profoundly fucking lame. The main dude's powers suck. The main bad guy's powers are boring as fuck. It looks cool when you spend $10 million animating it for one fight. You know what I mean? Like, but like, you can make anything look cool. You can make ping pong look like the shit if you do that. And now he's like, finally, he's like, oh shit, telekinesis knives won't work. Now I got to use my biggest power, which is just a fire arrow. It's all it is. Oh, it's a very big fire arrow, but it's literally just fire arrow. This dude's got telekinesis knives and fire arrow. They'll spend 16 pages talking about how the knives cut through all of these fucking techniques and you can't protect yourself, blah, 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 blah. But the fucking, the magic system is so gibberish and so dog shit. You're like, of course it's going to work. It's going to work literally just because the narrator said it's going to work. I already know this. There's no point where you have actually like stuck to your guns on fucking anything. It's just like, all right, I'm going to use curse technique. I'm going to use reverse curse technique. I'm going to use double reverse curse technique. None of that fucking means anything. Fucking so fucking stupid, man. Elfen Lied is just Sukuna's powers. Not wrong. Not wrong. If I was Hikari, I would be able to be immortal for 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Hikari's based. Hikari is the one I was talking about. It feels like you're just being incredibly harsh. No. No. It fucking sucks. What? I'm also watching One Piece. One Piece is fucking great. One Piece has the goofiest power sets literally that a guy can imagine. And they are all over the place, but they're actually very fun to watch and very interesting. And they do all sorts of weird, unique stuff. You know what I mean? And like, for better or worse, the main guy, the guy that's writing it, Oda, like builds off of the previous uses of these powers. And it's also fun. It's got a lot of spirit between it. Nothing happens in Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not interested in the backstories of any of the fucking characters. I still don't know anything about Yuji. The main character, Yuji Itadori, he's the main character. All I fucking know about him is his grandpa died in the first couple seconds. He's for some reason very, very strong. And his entire motivation is basically like he swallowed a finger and got finger powers, but not really. He's just cursed now. And then this thing was trying to take over his body. So he had to just keep doing stuff to like be a jujutsu sorcerer. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop being a nice guy is like his entire thing. But I don't know anything about him. He doesn't have any motivations other than he's like, I guess I'm a fucking 9 to 5 jujutsu sorcerer now. They dropped the jujutsu high subplots where they're going to learn anything after the second fucking arc that they turned into a fucking anime. And now this thing is longer than those last two arcs, or at least it feels like it is. I don't know if it actually is. I haven't counted the chapters specifically. And it's just a slog, man. I just want it to be over. I don't know what the fuck he's going to do after this. We're just stretching out the longest fight. It's very similar in my mind to the end of Demon Slayer. The end of Demon Slayer was the same way, where it's just like, okay, some cool stuff has happened. We had some cool stuff happen, right? We had the fight with the ice demon and the gigantic, we get to draw whatever the fuck we want because it's basically every surface is the inside of an old Japanese castle type building. Okay, cool. We'll do it. That fight was pretty fucking awesome. Pretty based. We lost a character. There's like some pathos there. That was cool. It's like fucking 80 goddamn chapters after that of who gives a fuck. You know what I mean? A bunch of the main cast of characters, of the main like good guy characters, all these Hashiras. It's like, okay, well, hey, we're going to tell you this Hashira's backstory. It's like, okay, so he's dying the next chapter. Like, well, he might not die necessarily, but he's going to do the one thing that he can do. We're going to introduce it now in the absolute climax of this story. You've never seen him do anything at all. I'm talking about Snake Guy. You've never seen Snake Guy do a fucking thing in this manga. But he's in love with fucking Titty Hashira, and he was like a snake slave. He's dead. Fuck him. What is going on? Just like literally chapter upon chapter upon chapter of just fucking Michael Jackson demon standing with his shirt off and like a bunch just drawing again and again, just drawing swirls because he's got fucking Resident Evil 4 knife arm mutations flipping around him. And just like, I don't care anymore. I don't. Can you fucking just win this fight? Because literally none of this has any gravitas at all. Like, I barely care about these characters because I don't fucking know them because you rushed it. Fuck it. One of the main characters, Zenitsu. I can't fuck his name up. The lightning kid that's always screaming just leaves for a bit during the training arc and goes through his entire backstory off screen away from the main characters and shows up with his like personality deficit fixed. He's good now. And then fights a guy I can't even remember if they were introduced. That's just one of the new top demons. And then just beats him because his also off screen and out of everything, like his master grandpa guy was killed by that guy. And then like the thing finally fucking ends. I can barely remember any of the end of Demon Slayer. And it's the same for Jujutsu Kaisen. I just don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about so many of these characters. And sometimes it's like, okay, this is the moment you're going to care about him. The one guy with the fucking Japanese sword who does the simple domain, right? I was like, okay, this guy, yeah, I remember him from Shibuya. He seems pretty cool. Then you have these like background, you have these constant like, hey, we're going to do a talk show. We're going to do like a news show, interview style, so that we can have the cast, some of whom are already fucking dead, introduce this character for the first time so that he can have 2 issues about him. None of them go into his backstory and he can fucking get cut nearly in half and then be off screen again and again and again and again and again. So someone's like, all right, hey, this is the cool person. Vaped. Why? Just because fucking Sukuna, the main dude, has like multiple arms and he's just like, I literally just have so much fucking energy that it's basically like the Frieza saga if Frieza had no personality whatsoever. Also, Sukuna is boring as shit. His motivations, he literally is figuring out his motivations midway through the plot because that's when the Jujutsu Kaisen author is figuring out Sukuna's motivations. It's like, he's just like, you know what? Actually, I think what I'm really most interested in is beating you all up because of hope. Like before this, I literally just did shit because I felt like it. And now other stuff. And that's it. At least one of the best characters that he killed way back in the Shibuya arc was Jogo, this little volcano guy. His whole thing was he wanted to prove that curses like him were the true humans and they deserve to be in charge of the earth. That was an actual motivation, like an actual real motivation. Geto in the prequel had a real motivation as a bad guy. He was just like, he saw a lot of horrible things happen. He lost faith in humanity and he thought that Jujutsu sorcerers should run the world. And so like his like motivations could have been like mixed in with him. There could have been some sort of conversation, there. All of those characters are fucking dead. So we have Sukuna, whose entire thing is just basically like Goku level fucking, I just want to fight people to fight people. He's the main bad guy. There is no ethos whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever in like the character's motivations to beat him versus him trying to fight it. It's just like life or death fight 'cause reasons. because reasons. There's like a culling game thing going on, which is another who gives a shit. That all of the stuff with that has been thrown out of the window so that we can watch this literally endless, months-long fucking fight. Where it's just like, okay, introduce another jobber to me, because unless you're going to do one of the neatest things ever, which is let someone that's not the main character beat the bad guy, we're not going to do that. Also, one of the three main cast members that are introduced, at least in the first season, like the anime in the beginning, Nobunaga, I can't remember, the chick. She's been gone since she got part of her head blown off in Shibuya. Maybe I've been hoping that she would come back, because she was also one of the more interesting characters in here, but she's gone, and remotely interesting gone. Megumi, who is Itadori's best friend, sort of. I don't fucking know. Like, they kind of like each other. He's just the only other person that has some sort of backstory going on. All of his shit's been kind of wrapped up, and they're like, we're going to use your backstory to give you brain trauma because you're going to get soaked in a misery bath and stop fighting Sukuna because you're sad about your sister dying, even though she was possessed by a demon. It comes out of fucking nowhere, and then it ends just as fast. Whatever. He's stuck inside of his own fucking head because he doesn't have Itadori's ability to just, because the plot wills it so, not be affected by Sukuna or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Nobara. Thank you. And it's just like, that's it. And then we're left with Itadori, who his whole motivations was like, I am a shonen protagonist. And everyone's like, yeah, you are. And it's like, what about your family back history? Do you have like a love interest or anything? No, not really. Do you want to have like a personal goal for yourself? No, I kind of just do this because I feel like I have to. Like, literally his motivation is like, I feel like I have to do this. And even he seems kind of non-committal, because doing this is just like one last thing. And then his life has no purpose, literally no purpose outside of beating the guy he's fighting right now, who he could have probably preemptively killed by shooting himself. At this point, like, there's no way to argue that there's a reason to leave Itadori alive. They have to make up a reason at some point to justify everyone not just immediately fucking all of the bad guy, good humans or whatever from the first season were just right. Like, the old guy, they should have just ignored fucking Gojo's dumbass and killed Itadori when he had eaten like 16 fingers so that they would only have to deal with like 4 later. Also, if just feeding random people Sukuna fingers makes them that fucking strong, why didn't you just feed everybody 14 Sukuna fingers earlier? Did we not figure that out? You know, it's just gibberish. None of the plans make any fucking sense if you look at them any deeper. The writing is fucking awful in Jujutsu Kaisen. It just fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. I'm finishing it just because I'm pretty sure it's going to end soon. But god damn it might not. His brother had more purpose, and he's also dead. Yes. Itadori is what Bleach haters thought Ichigo was. Dude, I remember, I don't like Bleach. I'll never finish it because it's just too goofy. But I remember Ichigo's backstory. I even know some of the distant parts of it. He was just fucking around, like walking down the street or whatever. And then he started seeing monsters, and he got involved with this soul society. And then he liked the chick, whatever her name is, I don't care, and felt obligated because she had helped him or whatever, and he got his ass kicked by what's his name, 3 fucking hairs, I don't care. And so he's like, okay, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna fight, and I'm gonna go and help her because I feel obligated to, because she was like cool to me. Basically, like, he's like just doing the honorable thing, and then it kind of spirals from there. Not like the best writing, but it's there. He has a sister, I believe, and his dad is actually secretly whatever. I know his entire lineage is just a series of all of the whatever important sort of pseudo race is happening right now. Like, that's his sister, mother, granddaughter, whatever the fuck. Beat Bleach peaked with Grimjaw from Killjoy. Absolutely. Kind of wish Zombie Powder caught on instead. It didn't make any sense, but I think the premise was cooler than Bleach. I don't even know that one. He has 2 sisters? My bad. Was just talking to somebody today about how great Bleach is until right after the Soul Society arc ends. Dude, Soul Society arc has like everything in it. I remember those. All the Bankai, Junpai, whatever the fuck. I can't remember the names. Don't even bother putting them in chat. I don't care. All the little swords and the sword powers have more personality and uniqueness than 99% of the powers and stuff that happen in Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, there is nothing basically about Jujutsu Kaisen that really sets it apart in any way other than its adaptation is fucking fantastic. But outside of that, it doesn't have very good interactions with its main cast. Even some of the times people are like, oh, but what about this? This was like a great moment. And then it's just anime original. Like, it just didn't even happen. They barely fucking interacted. Yeah. Bleach sticks his toe in the soup eugenics. Yeah. Which is just crazy. You know, I read like the breakdowns of it because I was like, should I read this? What does it sound like? And I'm like, I'm not interested in the plot that goes in that direction, so I'll fucking bail, you know. Woo, thirsty. Say Bleach doesn't have Kenpachi, so yeah. Who is my favorite guy? The dude with the bells in his hair, right? I like the guy. Tyler definitely likes Hunter x Hunter, whether he's seen it or not. I love Hunter x Hunter, and I have seen it, and it's fucking awesome, and I wish What's His Fuck would finish it. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho? Okay, here's the thing. If you think that Jujutsu Kaisen is a good show, or a good anime, right? Good manga. There we go. You know, it's very well adapted. I want you to watch a show called Yu Yu Hakusho. It is going to fucking blow you away. You have nice simplistic power. The main character is instantly Urameshi. Yusuke Urameshi-san. Urameshi Yusuke. That's what it is. Absolutely based. How does he start? The literal start is so much fucking better. It's so much better. It starts with him saving a kid when he's crossing the street. He sees a little kid that almost gets eaten by Truck-kun. This is one of the most ancient. It's from the fucking 70s or 80s or whatever. He sees a kid that's almost eaten by fucking Truck-kun, knocks the kid out of the way, and literally dies. He dies. The first thing that happens in fucking Yu Yu Hakusho is he fucking dies. And so he's got to earn his resurrection basically after that because he was supposed to his soul was supposed to go to hell because he was such a dickhead, undisciplined, little delinquent, fight-starting piece of shit. Yusuke is such a piece of shit that he was supposed to go to hell when he died eventually, but he saved the kid, and it throws heaven into such a fucking, throws heaven into such disarray that they're like, what in this literally goes against, the dice rolls of the Buddha himself. Like, you weren't supposed to save that kid. You're a piece of shit, but, all right, you fucked up literally the fucking rotation of karma itself. But if we give you back your life, you have to work it off basically by becoming a spirit detective, which is what Yu Yu Hakusho means, literally ghost detective. And so you start Yu Yu Hakusho. He gets a boss. He has a reason for doing everything. And a lot of it too is he's just like, all right, I don't give a fuck. I love scrapping. I'm a fucking literal juvenile delinquent moron. I'm a fucking idiot. So he's just like, all right, I guess so. And then they're like, yeah, you got spirit energy. You could shoot a spirit gun. His growth throughout the entire show is getting fucking 8 bullets in that goddamn thing and then being able to shoot one of them that's the size of half the fucking earth. It's cool. There's power creep. Shut the gun! Man, dude, take me back to my childhood. Kuwabara is his, accidentally best friend after a while because they were enemies at school, and Kuwabara, whose name is the Kuwahara or whatever, it's the chant you say against lightning, he can actually see ghosts and stuff, or he can get the vibe for him. And then when Urameshi starts doing ghost detective shit, he's like, what's wrong with you, Urameshi? And then they get drawn into shit together, and fucking Kuwabara's entire thing is I shouldn't even be here today. I don't know why I'm doing the English voice. It's horrible. Botan's there. Botan, best Tan. Literally one of the fucking best girls ever. But Yusuke already has a girlfriend. His girlfriend is just this beleaguered chick. She's just like, okay, you're an idiot. Yusuke's girlfriend just remaining his girlfriend, but having nothing to do with his idiotic adventures because it's basically his job. throughout almost the entirety of the show, I think they're together, is awesome. JJK's best villain is just a Sensui ripoff. Oh my god, yeah, literally. And there's just so much shit, there's so much content in it. It is breakneck at speed. Even the fucking training arcs. It's got the best tournament arc basically in anime. I would put the Dark Tournament arc is quite literally, I would say, the best tournament arc ever. They introduce a new character every episode in that. Every maybe like 3 episodes of the Dark Tournament, you fight a new guy who's a brand new character. And you learn so much about the teams and so much about their motivation and the individual dudes that you're just like, I fucking love these guys. But dude, Urameshi's fights a guy who you meet instantaneously, and he's like this brawler, drunken dude, right? And he's just like, I like you, and I think you're cool as fuck. Let's do the stupidest fight ever. We're gonna put 2 knives in the ground and stand with our heels against the knives, and then just literally beat the fuck out of each other. And Urameshi's like, all right, I'm fucking down for that. That sounds cool as shit, bro. That guy that sticks the knives into the ground has made more of an impact on me going 25 years from now of just being so. There's more character in him in the fucking introductory episode of his like part of the fucking Dark Tournament arc than there is in any individual bad guy in all of Jujutsu Kaisen. Like literally. And like he's likable. He's an antagonist. But he's fucking likable as shit. And it's not just, wow, we used to be enemies, but now we're friends. Like it's none of that stupid. Wow, actually, is that Naruto? I've never watched that show. But it's not that like corny, you know what I mean? Because like that dude will have a friend who's like, yeah, my name is fucking Face Peeler Bob. And like, I know this guy from the demon world. That is Face Peeler Bob. He's eaten 100 of my people. I'm going to literally fucking explode him from the inside out. It's going to be awesome. God, I miss it. Watching that for the first time was so good. Defending Yu Yu Hakusho is easy as fuck. Try defending Gantz now. Why would I do that? Pimetza, you have to be a little bit new. You have to be at least, I would say, 3 or 4 months new. I know when some of you guys, we've gone over Gantz like 2 or 3 times now on this fucking program. Gantz is unsalvageable. It was iconic for what it was at the time. I'll tell you that much. But like, oh my, completely fucking unsalvageable by this point. Just ridiculous. Profoundly absurd. One of the funniest panels in the history of mankind, though. Japanese dude putting on photorealistic blackface. Chew, that's who it is. Just watched the Chew battle with my friend the other day. So good. So many fucking waifus in that goddamn show, too. Like, oh man. The Battier girl, when I was like a little kid, I had the biggest like thing for her. I was like, that's it. I thought I liked the one from the first half of the tournament, and I was like, she's pretty cool. And then the second half of the tournament, they're like Battier girl or Bathead girl, whatever the fuck. And I'm like, there you go, buddy. We became friends after being enemies, and now we're enemies again. Is that Naruto? I have never seen Naruto. Corlin Martinez glazing. I mean, if there's anything that deserves to be fucking glazed, it's Yu Yu Hakusho. Sign me up. Like, what are you fucking talking about? It's one of the most iconic anime fucking shonen series of all time. All of the shonen people that are working right now and making stuff, including probably Oda himself. If you were like, hey, what do you think of Yu Yu Hakusho? They'd be like, it's one of the best fucking things ever made. Like, I'm jealous to this day. The guy, do you know how good? Do you know how good fucking Yu Yu Hakusho is? Can I just put this in perspective? If you're like a little fucking baby, like 15-year-old, and you're like, I don't know, I like anime. I've seen 7 Deadly Sins on the Netflix. Have you ever seen that? Yu Yu Hakusho is so good that the guy that wrote it got to fuck and marry the creator of Sailor Moon. Yu Yu Hakusho is so good. The creator of Sailor Moon was like, I'm going to adopt this fucking diseased little ferret because I love him. He's the best little drawer ever. That is true peak. That is true peak. So literally, just two of the most iconic series of all time. You glazing Yu Yu Hakusho? Yeah. Bro, you'd be like fucking literally walk into a gay bar watching a dude suck another dude's dick, like glazing. Like, guy's like, yeah. I'm about it, bro. Fucking throw me a breath mint. Jesus Christ. Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter get name dropped by so many current creators. Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter? Yeah, that's Tagashi. That's the man, dude. Like, he's never gonna finish Hunter x Hunter. A single manga with one arc, a single arc that is more iconic than most shonen anime or manga ever released. Like, literally, you can just start reading the fucking ant arc, and by the time by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, how in the fuck did you just do this to me? What is going on? It's better as part of everything else, but you're like, okay, I guess, whatever. Fucking these ant things are scary. And then by the end, you're just like trying to fucking hold back tears, where you're like, they're playing the game again. Profound heights of like iconic status. Jesus Christ. Chimera ants, thank you. I forgot what the hell they were called. Tyler, you're wrong. The creator of Sailor Moon marries him because he's a complete mess and she finds that hot. I think all of it together had something to do with it. Experiments Lane is an infinitely better anime. That you are a 2-year-old. Serial Experiments Lane. Oh my god. Dude, this is wild. You're either 2 or you just like got transplanted from 2002 straight forward. Serial Experiments Lane, man. Lane is a better piece of media in my opinion. Well, fucking write it all out. Also, that this doesn't even make sense. It's like such a stupid fucking comparison. First off, we're talking about shonen anime, and then you're going to bring up Serial Experiments Lane, which is like a plotting meditation on the nature of the internet and its effects on people and technology, like merging permanently with the world that we live in. I still haven't fucking finished that shit. I need to. And you don't think to understand. Boom. A shame, I thought you were an honest man. And you know. I've listened to the fucking theme song to that probably for 7 times the total length of the entire show. It kept just not being places. See, fucking Lane came out when I was a kid, and it's just like, it was never somewhere where I could watch it. Now that it is, I'm like, I don't know. Also, like, even just watching a single episode of Serial Experiments Lane, I'm just gonna say it just to say it. I'll just say fucking Paranoia Agent. Paranoia Agent's better. I'm just gonna say it. I'm no proof. Paranoia Agent's better. The first Bleach opening is one of the best ever. Dude, yeah, that show rocks. That shit does go pretty fucking hard. That one picture of Tagashi playing Dragon Quest in a dumpster fire room, unironically scoring him one of the best writers for a wife. Man, just built different. I mean, it's crazy. You Lane fans should watch Ghost in the Shell. Goddamn. Dude, fucking Ghost in the Shell standalone complex is ridiculous. I gotta finish it. I had to go to boot camp before I could watch the end of it. So I've never seen the end of SAC. Or at least SAC 2. Yes. Very nice. But I gotta go check it out. Tyler's about to say something so controversial, his brain had to censor him. No, I just had to remember fucking Paranoia Agent's name. Talk about a banger op. That shit fucking goes unfathomably hard. Just like watching fucking Family Guy, 2004 Family Guy, and then that, like, all right, hey everybody, welcome to the nighttime. You're about to start. It's Adult Swim. All the kids out of the pool. First up, 10 p.m. we got Paranoia Agent, followed at 11:30 by Inuyasha, Cowboy Bebop at midnight, and then we've got a full hour of I don't know what the fuck. Full hour of Inuyasha again. What the fuck is Paranoia Agent? You watch like 2 seconds of it. Satoshi Kon gone too soon, dude. Yeah, true. I finally got to watch fucking Perfect Blue like half a year ago or something. Very good. Hope you enjoyed your time on the West Side.